There's a new C7 Corvette waiting for us in Detroit. We're gonna have 2 days to do whatever we want with it. But before we do that, we need to get there, which is why I'm in a cab on the way to LAX. This is our journey of 48 hours with the Corvette. Okay, we're in Detroit, and unlike when we're normally here, it's not 5 below zero, so that's a good thing. Better thing, vet tomorrow. It's 7:10 in the morning. We've had some breakfast. We've met up with Josh Jacob here, and Dan Edmunds is in another truck, and we're on our way to the proving grounds.
Remember where it is, John? Is that it over on the left?
That's the house right there.
We need to check in at the house on the right. We'll follow them into the proving grounds.
Alright, so just want to go through a quick presentation for you.
The cars you're driving today are basically the first cars we're letting anybody get into, including ourselves. We haven't even gotten our capture test fleet cars yet, too. So you're seeing actually the first cars that are pretty close to 100% representative.
It's always cool to go to the proving grounds and see something that no one else is seeing. They hate cameras at a proving ground. It totally goes against their nature. They put camouflage on cars for a living, after all. And so this is one of those rare times when they let our cameras in and peel off all the camouflage, shine up the cars, and encourage us to go sick. So that's great.
First thing up, hot laps on the Autocross course. Silver car's Dan Edmunds, that red car was Josh Jacob. So we've all driven on the Autocross. We definitely have an idea of what the C7 is capable of, but now it's time to know for sure. We've brought our V-Box from California, and we're ready for instrumented testing. Okay, so we have the numbers. What are your impressions of the C7?
Well, the car overall is really a lot of car for the money. It's got some really neat features. It's got a launch control feature that will keep you from embarrassing yourself in hard acceleration. We were able to beat that in our testing, which is normal for what we do, but the car is extremely fast. A 12-second quarter mile in a car that is going to cost about $60,000. And I get the sense, though we haven't driven it a lot on the street, that it's probably going to be a good street car.
Now what about handling? Skid pad slalom did that as well.
Well, it made an outrageous grip number. 1.08 G on the skid pad. For the base Corvette is outrageous. That's probably about as good as we've ever measured in a production car. And I don't remember our exact slalom speed. It's near 72 miles an hour, which is really fast as well. I think this car's strengths are going to come together on a road course.
So besides the numbers we generated, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing from our standpoint.
It never is with track testing.
The timers.
The timers inevitably have a problem if it matters, and today it mattered. I got no trigger on the first set of cones.
Get a beat.
You know, we ran up against a bit of a barrier with you know, the amount of time we were able to spend testing the car. Okay, we have exactly half an hour. Oh, really? So we got to finish it. And it probably cost us a little bit. Maybe the numbers would have been even a little bit better.
Should be good.
It's not the end of the world, though. We are essentially right on top of GM's printed numbers for the car, the numbers they claim. So that's good. That doesn't always happen.
And I'm guessing we might test this again sometime.
I think we'll have another test soon.
Okay, Josh, you got a green light for the Lutz ring.
The tires are fried. That's it for day one.
Okay, day 2 here.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, what was your highlight yesterday?
Everything, except we didn't have enough time to do any of it. It seemed like we were trying to do, track testing, and they had an autocross demo and a demonstration of the electronic limited slip differential here. We had lapping on the Lutz ring, and it was great. I loved every minute of it, but man, we were running around like chickens with our heads cut off.
So what are we doing here?
We're gonna pull the wheels off, and I'm gonna do one of my patented suspension walkarounds. And we're going to look at what makes this thing handle as well as it did yesterday on the track and when we had our V-Box installed. I want to see what makes this thing tick.
It would be really interesting to have a C6 here to look at the difference in the uprights and the way they mount the steering. All that stuff is considerably stiffer on this car, so it would be really nice to have the old one for comparison so we could see where the differences are.
We've got the shots, and we can put together a pretty cool photo essay of the suspension that makes that thing stick to the tune of 1.08 G's on the skid pad. So we're done with that, and now we're moving on to yet another location.
Corvette Detroit. Let's see if anybody notices. Yeah, sit in it.
Yeah, this looks awesome, man. God.
Well, I feel lucky. Plus being here in Detroit, it's like a big deal.
Of course.
Muscle,
yeah.
Like that.
We should check this place out. There's a lot of history here. Kurt, can you do anything with any of this?
Yeah, probably. Let's cruise down to the end of it and look around. Why don't you pull up right about here? I'll be in the building.
Where are we at, dude? What is this?
This is a ruin. That's what this is. This is the old Packard plant. I think it's been converted.
Hey, Kurt, let's try one more thing here.
So we just finished up at the old Packer factory. Now we're moving on to our last location. This is actually where the C7 was introduced back at the Detroit Auto Show.
The car is a step up above the old car in virtually every arena. I think the only area that the car's lacking anything is maybe in its brakes. We've driven about 100 miles in and around the Detroit metro area on good highways, on bad highways, on reasonable surface streets, and on the most miserable surface streets this side of Mexico. Potholes, railroad tracks, you name it, we drove through it. Given its ability and its purpose, the car is easy to drive. It's got enough comfort that I think it'll satisfy all but the most hardcore cruisers, especially given what it can do on the racetrack. Today was hours of monotony interspersed with a few minutes of wonderfulness. I think we've learned that this is a great car. Chevy's made a huge leap forward in virtually every arena with this car. It's fun to drive on the road. It does great burnouts. It's a hugely capable track car. And I can't wait to get in it again and test it at home.
So I guess Chevy's about to take their Corvette away from us after 48 hours, but we will test more. And this year is only just beginning, including we're gonna get one ourselves.
And we can hardly wait.